Okay, you want to write a research paper. Maybe your term paper, maybe a journal article, whatever. You're all smart and everything, you've done the research, but you need to write it down so that people will get what you've been doing. The key to everything in the academic world is to be able to write clear, structured stuff that people will like. Before we start, you need to know these things. What you did, why you did it, how you did it, what you learned doing it, and what's next. Now let's set up our goals in terms of content and word count. Start off with an introduction. 1,000 words will do. Introduce the phenomenon you've studied, state the overarching aim, say something brief about data and method, and don't forget, motivate why the thing you've studied is useful. The design for the study. 1,000 words as well. State a more specific aim, list your research questions, describe the data you've used, how you selected it, which methods did you use, how did you work with your material, and how will all this help achieving the aim. The basis for the study, that's 1,500 words. Describe the important concepts, the theoretical perspectives, and list what has been done in previous studies on this field. What's the hole you're gonna fill? Results, 2,000 words. Give an overview of your findings, use tables, figures, diagrams, whatever. Summarize your findings before moving on. Conclusions, 1,500 words. You distill everything, you connect everything, you draw out some directions for future research. And when just getting the text down, I like to write in a distraction-free environment, not in the Microsoft Office package or anything like that. In my case, I use Scrivener, which is one option. There are many others out there. They're just like basic text editors with good support for structuring stuff. In the case of Scrivener, I think the good thing is that you can get a split screen view and that you can keep track of your word count. And to use the method I described with these building blocks, this is very good. I start writing the intro, I get down, I want to get somewhere around 1,000 words with this one, and after reaching that limit, I look through it and get to the point where I'm fairly satisfied with that. I then enter the split screen view. I start writing the design part while reading through constantly the intro part on the other half of the screen. And by doing that, I can sort of guarantee that the things I promised to do in the intro will be reflected also in the design, so I don't forget to continue the things I started in the intro. And then the same thing once again, I write the theoretical basis for the study while reading through first the intro and then the design. So in this sense, I write all parts in parallel. So when something is edited in the basis section that will demand changes in the intro, I do that immediately. When I do something in the theoretical part that relates to the project design, I'll do that update on the spot. Same thing with the results section. I write that section while having the intro on the second half of the screen. I then write through it once more with the design part on the left, and then once more with the basis there. So in this sense, I get the continuity of the text working. And similarly, if I introduce stuff in the results section that will have repercussions for how the intro, the design, or the basis was to be formulated, I will do those updates immediately as well. Then finally, I write the conclusions while looking at the intro first, write through it one more time, looking at the design, write through it once again, looking at the basis, write through it one more time, looking at the results. Some of these cycles will mean no updates at all. Some of them will mean more major reworkings, but I always do it to make sure that the text is coherent. The idea is to use this sequence and always have a bi-directional relationship going on with what's on the left-hand side of the screen and what's on the right-hand side of the screen. So when things you introduce on one half of the screen have repercussions for how things should be optimally formulated on the other half of the screen, then you just do those changes immediately. So last thing I do, I export the text from Scrivener to a word processor, edit the text, I fix the formatting, I insert the references, I use Zotero. Finally export it to PDF, and off you go.